Well, woohoo! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Power the Patch presentation. My name is Gregory Muscari, living up here in Bozeman, Montana. I've been with Lifeway for about 6.5 years, and for my wife Robin and I, Lifeway has been an absolute answer to a prayer, I know it has been for hundreds and thousands and literally hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. So tonight we're going to talk about the Power the Patch, which is a patented breakthrough in wearable light technology. So let's just get this show on the road and lay the foundation with a couple premises I'd like to share, and I think most could agree with it. Number one, health certainly is our greatest wealth. If you've ever been on risk losing it, had some challenges with it, I think you know what I mean. And number two, let's face it, the symptoms of aging and disease are just not fun. Whether it's dental issues, maybe it's brain fog, maybe it's joint discomfort, inflammation, maybe it's those fine lines and wrinkles, maybe it's cardiovascular or even worse. So I think we can all agree the symptoms of aging and disease are not fun no matter what age you are. And I remember when I could work all day and party all night and then get up tomorrow and do it again. Well, as the old song goes, those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. But as the years start clicking away and the decades start clicking away, things just aren't the same anymore. In fact, the truth is, the older you get, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And that's due to a natural decline in our body's number one repair system, stem cells. And by age 30, they've decreased by about 50%. By age 60, only a small percentage remains. And so with that fact, I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older. I want to be younger. It's not about the number of candles on the cake. Age is a feeling, not a number. So here's two personal questions to kind of kick the evening off. Number one, if you could change one thing in your health, or maybe in the health of someone you love and care for, what would it be? What would one thing make a difference for you or someone you love and care for? And number two, what impact would reducing or eliminating that issue have on you or their quality of life? And with that being said, I just want to share a basic disclaimer. Our Lifeway products are not designed or intended to heal, treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. They do, however, help bring our bodies back into a more healthier, regenerative mode, and many times very wonderful things then begin to happen. So if I can show you tonight a safe and affordable way to change the trajectory of your aging so you could look, feel, and live younger longer, would you be interested? And the resounding answer for most people is yes. So we've got good news because our X39 wearable light technology is truly a historic breakthrough in holistic wellness. It's a new patented, inexpensive wearable patch. It's affordable, it's safe, it's non-invasive, it's drug-free. It's actually a unique form of phototherapy which uses specific frequencies of light to increase and improve your health and wellness, and at the same time supporting your body's innate ability to heal itself. So I'm going to play just a short little video for you that kind of sets the stage for this evening's presentation.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that could support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Hmm. Well, X39 is our flagship product. Let's talk a little bit more about it. The power of the patch is the X39, and it's based on the science of photobiomodulation. And that's a mouthful, but LifeWave patches contain very specific combinations of organic materials and nanocrystals. And when they're applied or near your body, they're actually activated by the infrared body heat or light emanating from our body. Then they emit back a very specific wavelengths of light that stimulate targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in our body. And this is the scientific basis of our LifeWave phototherapy patches. This is our founder, visionary, and CEO, David Schmidt, who's not only a brilliant scientist and researcher. David is a genius inventor with over 200 patents, and he's been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 24 years. And he's already conducted over 90 clinical studies proving the efficacy of LifeWave phototherapy products. So, as a way of introduction to David, I'm going to play a short little video.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There is more information there than most people would ever realize. I was 8 years old, and my parents wanted to take me to the workshop of Thomas Edison. On the drive back home, I said to my dad, I want to be an inventor. Light, as it turns out, is the primary control mechanism for everything else that happens in the body. What if we could have an external electromagnetic field that would essentially reset the stem cells that are already in our bodies and get them to function like younger, healthier cells? What if in the process we actually found out that in a book that was written thousands of years ago, that information already existed? God has left his fingerprint in natural design, and that blueprint shows up in nature. The mathematical codes are identical. The implications to this are absolutely extraordinary. What drives me is that there's this enormous sense of hope that we can create technology to generate clean energy, that we can have foods that aren't genetically modified, and we can meet all of the needs on the planet that we have to, and that we can heal people.
Wow. That is our founder, David Schmidt, brilliant scientist, humanitarian, and the founder of LifeWave, a 20-year-old pioneer in life technologies. Back in 2000, this amazing life-enhancing technology of phototherapy was originally developed by David Schmidt exclusively for the use of Navy SEALs to increase their battle-ready strength, stamina, and performance without the use of drugs, stimulants, or caffeine. In 2004, David founded LifeWave to bring this amazing technology to the masses. In 2010, they set up international manufacturing and distribution, IT, and customer service in Ireland. And distribution to over 80 countries now exists from our 16 global distribution centers. And last year, in 2024, we established our new global headquarters in Draper, Utah, USA. And there we have a state-of-the-art space-age welcome center that I'm going to invite you to come check out and share a little bit more with you later on in our presentation this evening. But right now, let's talk about LifeWave's focus for the last 15 years, which was in the field of anti-aging and regenerative science. And in 2019, LifeWave released to the world market the X39, the holy grail of health, healing, and regeneration. Truly a historic and affordable breakthrough in wellness technology. We're actually doing what the multi-billion dollar companies and big pharma have not been able to do, and that is when used in conjunction with proper nutrition and hydration. Yes, you need some raw materials. You need to be properly hydrated. But when you are, X39 has been proven to activate a very specific copper peptide that supports and enhances stem cell activity and also altering gene expression towards a younger and more vibrant you. And that not just for you, that's for you, me, and everyone that tries it. And yes, we have patents. Yes, we have clinical studies. Yes, we have field results proving that X39 is actually turning back your biological clock, helping people of all ages to look, feel, perform, and live younger longer. And this is some of the benefits you can experience if you choose to try the X39, and we certainly hope you will. Number one is energy, and energy certainly is the currency of life. And we found that using X39 daily leads to an increase in cellular energy from the very first day. How about better sleep? Using X39 also leads to an improvement in the quality of sleep, and most people report their sleep as deeper, longer, better quality, better quantity of healthful, restful sleep. And sports performance. We found that using X39 improves both sports performance as well as recovery after exercise. In fact, some X39 users up in their 50s and beyond reported feeling stronger than and more fit than they were back in their 20s and 30s and 40s. So the word has gotten out, and LifeWave patches are now used by pro and amateur athletes around the world in almost every sport. The media's begin to notice, and you might too, if you look carefully on the bodies of some of your favorite Olympic athletes and Olympians and athletes, you might see these auspicious little white patches, and that's LifeWave. Most of the time, they don't talk about it because for many of them, it is their competitive edge. Now, another big one is pain relief. And actually, the pain relieving qualities of X39 can be almost instantaneous within minutes of application, truly need to be tried and experienced to be believed. And how about brain health? Many report improved memory, focus, and cognitive function. We have clinical studies proving it's increasing memory, cognitive function. How about wound healing? X39 actually helps support our body's natural innate ability to heal itself with an acceleration. In fact, many people see that their wound healing, whether it's from a little owie, a cut, or a scrape, or maybe it's minor or major surgical procedure, their healing time is sometimes cut in half. How about wrinkle reduction? We encourage all new users of LifeWave X39 patch to take pictures before and after because I'm sorry it's not as quick as the pain relieving benefits, but within 8 to 12 weeks, you're going to see a reduction of those fine lines and wrinkles that's just going to delight you. And so take a picture of your wrinkles. And also there's another phenomena on scar reduction called remodeling. And X39 actually helps to reduce the appearance of scars. So again, take your before and after pictures, and I think you're going to be quite delighted. And look at these results. A picture tells 1,000 words. This woman in the upper left-hand corner, after only 4 months, she looks like, she's gone back 10 or 20 years. And the gal in the bottom left, Cam A, after 9 months, she's not only off about a dozen new pharmaceutical drugs, she looks like she's 15, 20 years younger. And up the top, this gal, you can see after 355 days, a dramatic change in her physical appearance. But the last picture was after 2 years. She keeps growing younger and younger year by year. The lad in the upper right-hand corner had a snowboarding accident, had a job interview 5 days later. His mom put the X39 on him, and 5 days later, you could barely tell that the accident had occurred. And this poor fellow in the bottom right, he fell through the roof, through the ceiling, and broke 6 ribs and punctured his lung. You can see on June 17th, he wasn't looking too good, but you can see the patch off on his back. And after only 13 days, bottom right-hand corner, you see a dramatic reduction in the inflammation, bruising, and swelling. And he was actually back on the job in 3 weeks. Doctors are blown away. And Karen in the middle, I have another set of pictures for Karen I want to show you in the next slide. Karen had some radiation treatment on her face. And, after the first week or two, she wasn't looking too good. But by June 23rd, most of the scabbing was over. The healing was deep in process. But look at her on June 30th. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 24 days later. This is like 3 weeks later after radiation therapy, and you can't tell anything it was ever done, and she's looking younger every time we see her. And how about hair growth? We have lots of anecdotal reports of many people experience an increase in the quality and quantity and speed of their hair growth. And some people are actually getting their old color back. Some of the older folks that may see some graying are seeing some new hair growth and maybe some old hair color. So the bottom line is youth renewal. The result of using X39 is a better, healthier, more vital you to share time with your loved ones, your family, friends. And again, I say, aging is not the number of candles on the cake. It's a feeling. And with LifeWave, you will look, feel, and feel younger. So I'm going to play just a short testimonial of a few folks and what they're saying about X39.
X39 has really changed my life. I'm not stuck at home in pain and in bed. I'm out here with my friends and enjoying my family.
Big thank you to LifeWave for helping me, helping my family, and helping the 100 people now in our team who are using LifeWave daily and their families. Big thank you. Love the products.
And I have energy through the roof.
I sleep better. I have so much more energy.
Throughout the day, I can focus better. I can concentrate in my work.
Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Woohoo is right. So we have thousands and hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people around the world experience the benefits of X39. And I'm really proud to tell you that we have hundreds and thousands of health practitioners all around the world using our products in their practice, with their families, with their own self, having amazing results. And we're pretty blessed tonight to have two of them with us. And the first is Dr. Velvet, I want to introduce you to. She's got over 40 years in the medical field, 30 of those years focused on holistic health and wellness. She's a wellness commentator for KETR Radio. She's a contributor for Massage Today magazine and a leader and educator in quantum biofeedback. As a metaphysician, she strives to provide practical tools to assist micro shifts that can aid in health, mindset, and overall well-being. So with that being said, I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to invite Dr. Velva to turn her camera on, and she's going to introduce our other. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Velvet.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for that introduction. It's a real honor to be here tonight. So with that being said, I want to welcome all of you and let you know that I'm really grateful to be here and have the opportunity to introduce you to our guest highlighted practitioner tonight. As an RN for over 45 years, there was a shift that happened in our speaker's life that led her down a path of nutrition. And this happened after somebody became very ill that she was very much in love with. And with that journey and going down into the wellness, it led to that wellness for over 16 years. And that all that study, all of that understanding, and becoming that allowed her to become a change agent in her field with regenerative nutrition. So, with all of that said, would you guys please help me welcome Anne Moreau? Thank you, Anne Moreau, for being here tonight. It's an honor
Thank
to
you
be
for
here
that
with you.
wonderful introduction, Dr. Velvet. And what a privilege to be able to do this with you tonight.
Thank you. I feel the same way. And I really appreciated that you and I had some time this week so that I could get to know you a little deeper. And I fell in love with you all over again. And then, of course, I also checked you out online and I got to hear a very intimate story too that kind of led you into this nutrition. And when we were talking, and Gregory said it tonight too, that nutrition is important when it comes to the patches, right? And we were talking, and I was shared with you that I had a health food store, and that in the health food store, people would come in to get a pill for this or a pill for that. But I would try to talk with them about nutrition, and it was like, no, thank you. And so I wanted to take a minute and just ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing what that importance of nutrition is when it's coming to these patches.
Absolutely. And I'm going to share a couple stories because just this week I met with two gentlemen. Both of them, when I met with them, said that one of them had been on patches for a while and had not experienced the aha moment, as he called it. And the other gentleman was just kind of getting started. But both of them were in the same category. They both drink coffee all day long. And when I asked about their water intake, they said, one of them said, well, I fill my container up with ice in the morning and I come back and I still have some ice left in it. So drinking one container, and the other gentleman said, I don't drink any water at all. It's coffee. And I wanted to talk about that because I think it's so important to understand that your coffee, caffeine, is heavily sprayed. The coffee bean is heavily sprayed, number one, so very toxic to the body. Secondly, it pulls minerals away from the body, and you're not hydrating, you're dehydrating the body, in fact, is what's happening. So it was really an important conversation for me to have. And they said, well, how much should I drink? And I said, well, take your body weight in half, cut that in half, and that's how many ounces that you should be drinking a day. And they went, oh my God, I don't know that I could get much in, so and I know that when we talk as, medical providers together, we often will talk about how dehydrated our community is. I mean, our world, many people are very dehydrated and they don't even realize that they are. And dehydration causes wrinkling. It causes all kinds of damage, to the body. In addition to drinking, nutrition plays a huge role. And when I asked the two what they ate, they both admitted to having lots of sugary, sweet foods, lots of bread, and eating a lot of junk food all day long. So you can see that, and I love to talk about the seesaw of damage and repair, that on one side is repair, one side is damage. And when you're trying to boost the repair side of things using the patch technology, and on the other side, you're taking in a lot of damaging things like sugar and junk food and bad fats and not drinking water, you're shifting that in the negative, right? So that seesaw rises up toward the damage side. And you're aging, you're aging population. So we end up, shifting and not getting better. So it's really important for people to understand the value of what they do to create wellness. And I think for far too long, we've had, we've not partnered up with our medical providers. We've kind of gone down that path of letting them decide for us what to do with our health. And it's really important for us to partner up with them and let them know, hey, we're taking a different journey here. We want to use a technology that will help us shift the way we're aging, reverse aging, right? So that we can stay well. And I like to talk about staying well until the end, where with lifespan, you only stay You don't stay well till the end. It's just the lifespan and how long you live. And you could be sick that whole time, but you live longer, right? But in this
That's
case,
true.
it's about staying well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was kind of my conversation with both of them. And sometimes people, you know, will engage, and other times they kind of go, I'm not making that change, you know, and that is a choice that we all have to make. And so it's really up to that individual what they want to do. But I told both of them, I promise you that if you decide to make these changes, that you will experience amazing health over time. And both of them actually said, I'm willing to engage in this. And then one of the other things I want to talk a little bit about is that because we don't eat well and because we don't drink enough water, one of the newest products that just came out, I want to talk about, is called Celergize. Has minerals that we're all depleted in, right? Because our soil is depleted, we're not getting the food that we need to get. And this new nutrient that's a powder is put into water, and it offers them an opportunity to drink that extra water as well, get the minerals in. Ingesting the minerals are going to allow the cell to take that water in so that you can use the water the way the body's meant to use it. So it's really a vitally important topic for people to understand, and to also understand that when you do use a mineral supplement like Celergize, that one is designed to support the patch called X39, the one that Gregory just finished talking about, right? The one that activates our own stem cells. And there are ingredients in the Celergize that will also support that as well.
Mm-hmm. Turning on those cells.
Yeah. And what do
Right.
you want to add to that, Dr. Velvet? I'd love to hear your side of things.
Well, so I had those conversations in the health food store too, is that you've got to support yourself nutritionally, because whatever you're doing, and the same thing is with the patches as well. So if you're wearing a patch to overcome something, but you're not supporting your physical body as it's regenerating, as it's renewing, it's going to be slow. And in some cases, you might just stop it altogether. So I had those multiple conversations with people. Is that's great that you are learning about supplements, but it really is about the whole person. And when I say the whole person, it's not just about their physical body. It's about their mindset too, right? And I love that you bring in the doctors and having that conversation with them, because doctors haven't had anybody to have that conversation with them to shift their mindset as well. So I see where we're change agents as a whole in LifeWave because we have that opportunity. And it was interesting because I had a brunch with a massage therapist this morning, just very delightful. And the waitress just kind of seemed a little anxious to me. You know, I'm kind of intuitive and just kind of thinking about it. And she kind of got involved in our conversation when we were talking about the patches. And so I said, well, I'd love to gift you one of these patches. She didn't even hesitate. She took that and put it right on the back of her neck. And she came back later and she says, you know, this is very odd. She says, I'm a very anxious individual and I'm feeling calmer. And I said, just make sure you drink plenty of water, right? Because her cells have been activated. They're soaking up the light, right? That sun. And I love that you brought in the fact about wrinkling, because as a commentator with KETR, that was one of the articles that I did. And it was astounding to me that there was opposite research in it that said there was no proof that wrinkles were caused by dehydration. And I was like, what? So I had to get on KETR and set the record straight, because it can. And it only makes sense that it does, because if you've got a grape and it's drying out, it's going to become wrinkly. And that's exactly what can happen with us too. So with that being said, do you want to share with people how they should wear the patch, those that are new?
Sure. So the patch is worn 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And it is important to remove the patch for 12 hours because the brain will not recognize the signal should the patch be left on constantly. So it's really important to remove that patch after 12 hours and give that brain a break so that when you reapply, it's going to recognize that signal again, and you'll get the benefits, the full benefit of that patch as well. Sometimes people will say, well, I don't remember. Set a timer or put it by your toothbrush. You brush your teeth every morning. Whatever is going to work to remind you to put it on and to take it off. As well, you want to be consistent. One of the gentlemen that I was talking to that said, well, I haven't had my aha moment. Then he shared that he had a lot of patches left. And I said, really? Now, how did that happen? And he said, well, I haven't been wearing them consistently, right? So consistency is very important. You're going to get far better benefits if you're wearing them every day. You'll really experience the benefits over time. So I think those are the big highlights. Can you think of anything else? Hydration, consistency, the 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Those are the big reasons or the big things that
Right.
you want to do.
Yeah, and develop that habit. It's just like brushing your teeth, right? So if you've got to put your patches right where you brush your teeth, that is the same exact thing. I call it the first layer of protection. And another point to that is that if we're not staying consistent, we're not going to wait until something happens to start throwing things at them. So really, the patches are an amazing thing to start even when you don't have an issue, right?
Sure.
Start now.
And I also want to say that I have, 6 grandchildren, and my grandchildren love the patches. I mean, they come over here, and if they get an injury or something happens to them, they're like, Mem, can I have a patch? They'll show me they jammed a finger or whatever they did, and they always get great relief from it, and they love it. So children are able to use these patches. And, I just want to say that our CEO scientist has said, as long as the children are able to speak with you and respond to you, that is when you can start applying them to them. And in some cases, some parents have used them in younger children, but they need to be paying more close attention to what's happening with their child when they're using it. There's no side effects. There's nothing that's entering the body. So we don't have to worry about any of that.
Right. And what about medication? Do they have to worry about that?
My mom was 95. She was on several medications. I never worried. That was the beauty of this. Even with supplementing, you have to worry sometimes, right? But in this case, no issues at all. Nothing enters the body. It's simply a signal reflecting light back into the body, just like Gregory talked about.
I love that the most about the patches, because as a health food store owner and helping people with their nutrition, and they were taking, I would always have to know, well, what drug are you on? What supplement are you taking? Because there could be interactions between them. And in many cases, they were canceling out what they were trying to do, and they were having the opposite result. I have not seen any of that with these patches, and I absolutely love that because it makes it easy for us, right? Supporting our natural energy, supporting our natural health, and having that holism within us. It's great. Well, I really can't think of anything else that we need to cover. I really appreciate your time tonight. And I love that you shared this with us on that nutrition. And it's important for everybody to be aware of. And you know what, folks, I always leave to the 80-20 rule, because our bodies are designed to kind of take care of themselves. Eat 80% healthy and then allow yourself a treat 20% of the time. Right, Gregory?
That's right. A little pizza every once in a while didn't hurt anybody.
There you go.
I just wanted to thank you both very much. This was a delightful interaction between you. And I want to share my grandchild's story while you're here. I have my 5-year-old, one of my grandchildren is 5 years old today. And over the weekend, we had a little family gathering, and we're sitting around the table, and he pulled the chair up and dropped it on his foot. And oh, was he hurting? Thank God he didn't break it. It wasn't cut, but you could see a scrape, and he was in serious pain. So I ran in the house, got my little first aid kit, my LifeWave first aid kit, and I pulled out an Eon patch. And I said, "Can I put a patch on it?" And he goes, no, because he was holding his toe. And I said, "Well, I don't have to put it on the toe." And I just put it close to the toe. And he stopped crying in about 30 seconds. And a few minutes later, he looked at me and goes, wow, those patches really work well.
Start them off early.
And he forgot all about it. The pain was over. So thank you, ladies. That was wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Velvet, and thank you,
You're
Amy.
welcome.
Beautiful.
You're welcome.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again and show everyone what has happened since we launched the X39 patch. And it is phenomenal. Our company has gone through exponential growth. We've grown about 3,000% over the last 6 years since the launch of the LifeWave X39 technology and patch. We are now the #1 growth company in the network marketing industry for the last 5 years in a row. And we're a new rising star in the $8 trillion longevity and wellness market. So this company is making waves. We're here to stay, 20 years old and just hitting our stride. So I mentioned we had new global headquarters, and I mentioned we had a state-of-the-art welcome center in just about 15 miles south of Salt Lake in Draper, Utah. And this welcome center was actually designed by the set designer of Star Trek. And when you walk into the welcome center, it's like walking into the Starship Enterprise and gives you a really solid view of the past, the present, and the future of LifeWave. So I'm going to play this short video for you real quickly here.
Hey, let's go.
Well, hi there, and welcome to LifeWave's global headquarters.
世界中の何百万もの人々にとってライフウェブは希望を象徴し、真実と光の灯台を象徴しています。
It's one of those things where you have to be there to understand the magnitude of what you experience when you walk in.
It literally is giving me goosebumps.
Like, it's just mesmerizing.
All I can say is, wow.
You felt like you were on a journey in outer space. Just simply amazing.
What an incredible, breathtaking experience.
I cannot believe what I saw, but I saw it.
Whoever you bring here, they will be sold.
The genius and the vision and the work that went into this was absolutely amazing.
It's just honestly mind-blowing to see the technology, the evolution of this company.
The sky's the limit. That's all I can say.
I'm just speechless. It was so beautiful. I don't even know what to say.
This is the most exciting, jaw-dropping presentation I've ever experienced.
So be the light with LifeWave. So real briefly, I'm going to talk about the business opportunity because we need help getting the message out. And LifeWave strategically chose direct sales network marketing as a way to get this breakthrough technology to market as opposed to going down the pharmaceutical route or Madison Avenue media-driven marketing. Okay, so this creates a great plan B in the gig economy, and we need help to get the word out on our patented exclusive products. We have no competition. We have a very simple, duplicatable success system. We have free websites, training and support, low cost of entry, and the satisfaction of being rewarded for making a difference in people's lives and health. So, in addition to being a rock solid, debt free 20-year-old company doing business in 80 plus countries, LifeWaves has a time, talent, tested, and balanced, well structured compensation plan. It generously pays out 50% of all sales to brand partners as opposed to Big Pharma and Madison Avenue and Wall Street. So, three ways to get started. Number one is a good way to get started is to just get started with the X39. It's only $149.95 for a 1 month supply of X39. It's like a latte a day, okay? And then a better way, because someone once said, friends don't let friends pay retail. You can buy wholesale, our wholesale distributor price. That's a 33% discount for the same 1 month supply of X39 for only $99.95, a 1 month supply. You can save $50. It just requires you get on our monthly auto ship program, but there's no long-term requirement. You can quit at any time. Chances are after the first few days or first few weeks on the product, you're going to want to stay on it for the rest of your life like we do, and so many of us are. It all comes with a risk-free 90-day money-back first order guarantee. Now, the best way to get started is as a brand partner because you can get paid for sharing. And that's how my wife and Robin and I got started. She just bought the product because she was having problems with joint pain and discomfort and got quick relief from the X39. So she real quickly started sharing it with others and started getting paid for sharing and started earning a part-time income that after a few months, it actually grew into a full-time income for us where we now earn generous personal and team rewards. We get paid weekly. There are 3 brand partner starter kits available to choose from, and these all come with a risk-free 30-day first order money back guarantee. So these are the 3 starter kits, the core, the advanced, and the premium, from $295 to $535 to $1750. And the beauty of it is you actually get a discount below wholesale. So you actually save money below the wholesale distributor price, our way of inviting and rewarding you for making the decision to join us. So in conclusion, I have one more 90-second video I'd like to share with you that kind of, again, sets the stage and maybe gives you something or enough to think about to maybe want to get involved and join us. So here we go.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. With the energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science. At longevity. At exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
Be the light with LifeWave. Well, as I said earlier, for my wife Robin and I, LifeWave has been an absolute answer to a prayer. Every day we hear miracle stories. Every day we're enhancing and changing lives. And every day we and thousands of others all around the world just like us are enjoying the blessings of health, vitality, lifestyle, community, and financial freedom. So I invite you to be the light with LifeWave and get back with the person that invited you here today. Get your questions answered, choose the X39 wholesale starter kit that's right for you, and get started today. So God bless you. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy lives, and be the light with LifeWave. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.